Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Premier League Fantasy Football and welcome to my video. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at my team and seeing how well they performed in Game Week 4, then we move ahead to Game Week 5. Now, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe and drop a like on the video. Hopefully this video will get up to about 200 likes, so here we go. Now, as you all know, I wildcarded for Game Week 4. I just wanted to change a lot of players, and looking back at my previous team, I was thinking to take a -8 hit to bring in Ronaldo, and I calculated it all. Right now, I'm 10 points ahead, and I've got one more player left yet to play for Game Week 4. So happy days, because as you can see, I've got 71 points, so with no hits and a massive rank boost. So I was around 556,000, and I'm now inside the 300k mark. I've got one more player left yet to play. So really happy. I'm really happy with the team. I've got a good bench as well to kind of help me out, and it did help me out for this game week. So I'm just going to go through it now, go through all of my players and look at my transfers and strategies for Game Week 5 and onwards. So as you can see, this was my team setup. So Sanchez in goal with 6 points and 25.2% owned. Kept this player. I'm really happy that I did that. It was going to be a close game against Brentford anyway, so I'm really happy with the clean sheet return. Luke Shaw is another player that I kept. Because of Ronaldo being there now, I think this is going to give Luke Shaw a high chance to actually return. And he actually got an assist in this game as Ronaldo scored the goal. Next up is Christensen. A player is a massive differential of mine. 5 million, 3.3. I tried to be a little bit clever. I looked at a team for Game Week 7 and Game Week 8. I looked at what people might do around that time, and what players people might bring in their wild card. And I thought to myself, you know what? This is a player that could do really well if he continues to play. So that was in my mind, and as you can see, he did not play at all. He was rested, and I think he has been saved for the Champions League. And but luckily I fixed up my substitute bench, and as you can see, Livramento will be coming on with a lovely 6 points. So happy days there. That's a little bit of luck that I needed, and yeah, a little bit of a FPL jam. Trent is another player that I kept. 7.5, 33.7% owned. Got a clean sheet and a lovely assist. 12 points for him. Very good fixtures for Liverpool to get some more points for us. Kept Greenwood as well. 7.7, 18.5% owned. I just thought to myself, you know what? I think there's going to be a lot of goals in that Manchester United game, and there were. He got only an assist though, but still happy with that. Salah scored a goal. When he did, my rank dropped a little bit, which was a little bit weird, but I guess a lot of people captained him as well in Game Week 4. 12.5% owned, 12.5, as you can see there, 53.9% owned, and the fixtures are still good for Liverpool. Demarai Gray is a massive differential of mine. I could have got Calvert-Lewin, but I thought, you know what, let me go for Gray. It's something a little bit different. 10.5% owned. He's been playing well. He returned 2 in the last 3. That's actually pretty damn decent. His stats is okay as well, and these fixtures are looking very good for Everton. And a 5.6, maybe I can bench him later on if I need to because of the price tag. Maybe I can go ahead and invest the other money that was left over to someone else, and that's what I did. I kind of improved other places in my team. And Demarai Gray is a player that if he returns, I could be very close to that top 100k mark. So let's see what happens. Jota was a #1 player pick that I desperately wanted. A high potential player that could get us a lot of points. But Mane was so selfish that Jota could have got a lot of assists in this game. He could have got some kind of return. But I'm still happy to own him. He is a player that can return, and as you can see, these fixtures are looking very good for Liverpool. Jimenez, another massive differential. Now, I read some of your comments, and I read that, it is too much of a template, and I agree. It's still a little bit of a template, but with Damari Gray, with Christensen, with Raul Jimenez, these are massive differential, but it just didn't pay off yet. Jimenez hasn't returned yet, but his stats is just too good. The fixtures are looking good. I think that if he doesn't return in this next 3, I will definitely remove him. But there is a high potential for this player to do well. If he does, like if he did get a return against Watford, then, you know, I would have been very, very close to that top 100k mark. And as you can see here, another number 1 player that I really wanted in my team was Ronaldo, 12.5. Look at that, 34.2% owned. And I told you guys, like the ownership. Last time we looked at it, it was around 20%. And I said that this is the only time that is going to be that low. And as you can see now, and in the next game week, he's going to be the highest owned player soon. Scored 2 goals on his return. Fantastic captain option, 26 points there. And Antonio got himself suspended, got red cards, and he will be missing the Manchester United game. And now I think because he's going to be missing this game, Manchester United's got a very good chance to actually win that game. So that is pretty much it. And as you can see, I will be getting Livramento off the bench, Bissouma and Williams there helping me out with some points there. So really, really happy with the team, but I do have Antonio as an issue, and I'm thinking to bring in like a Leeds attacking player. However, the Champions League is here, so I'm going to wait until the deadline before I make any kind of movements. So as you can see, this is my team setup so far for game week 5. And do not worry, I will be creating videos throughout the week, but I just thought I'll go through it and just give you guys my ideas on what I'm thinking to do. So I'm thinking to captain Mo Salah against Crystal Palace at home. I do have an Antonio issue. I think a lot of people has an issue with Antonio right now, and a lot of people is going to be talking about, you know, about the strategies there, and if people wants to hold him or transfer him out and so on. For me, I actually have a decent bench to kind of help me out. I mean, when I say decent bench, I got players to kind of help me out that actually plays. So I could bank the transfer. However, when I was creating my wildcard, I actually thought of making a transfer in game week 5 to prepare for game week 6, to bank the transfer in game week 6, and then use 2 free transfers in game week 7, or maybe at least make a transfer so I can start like looking into you know, FPL managers that are thinking to wildcard around this time. So basically, I don't want to be too behind, so I want to look at the trends, and I want to see which players a lot of people might go for on their wildcard, and I'll start bringing those players in without taking any hit. I think that is a very good strategy to kind of like bank the transfer and have like 2 free transfers in game week 7, because if you look at Wolves against Newcastle, you got Leeds against Watford. I think these are very good fixtures for, you know, some of the players that we have looked at in the previous weeks that could get us a lot of points. For me, like I already have Raul Jimenez. I got a Chelsea defender. I'm hoping that he actually plays, but I'm kind of set. So with like 1 or 2 changes, I can get very close to a wildcard draft team for game week 7 and basically for game week 8. So with like 2 free transfers around this time, I think it's going to be very, very, very helpful to kind of see what the trends are, so I can start bringing those players in. Okay, so that is the main strategy. So I'm actually thinking to make a transfer, but let's quickly go through the team. I'm going to go through this quite quickly, guys, because I will be talking about this anyway in detail. So Sanchez at home against Leicester City. I hope that he keeps a clean sheet. Luke Shaw against West Ham. I think this is a very good fixture for Luke Shaw because Antonio is out. Christensen, I'm hoping that he plays because this is a very good fixture for Chelsea to keep a clean sheet. I've got Trent, Jota and Salah at home against Crystal Palace. Very, very good fixture there for them to return big. And I think Salah is going to probably be the main captain player. Greenwood has got a great chance. Raul Jimenez, very, very good fixture for him to do well in. Ronaldo there. Antonio is out. Demarai Gray against Aston Villa. So a decent team, and I've got a decent bench as well to kind of help me out. So if I look at like game week 5, for this fixture, if I remove Antonio, I'm actually thinking to bring in St. Maximin instead of Bamford. But I think going with Bamford could be better for me for the long run. Because a lot of people are going to be thinking to bring in Leeds players. So if I bring in Bamford, then I already got a player from Leeds. So I am going to be making a transfer, but I'll wait until the deadline. And I think I'll just go for the safe pick and just go for Bamford anyway. The only reason I'm looking at St. Maximin is because Leeds defense is all over the place. I think it's even worse than Newcastle. Because, actually, no. I think they're both bad anyway. I think there's going to be a lot of goals here. So yeah, these two players that I mentioned, I'm looking at. I do have Raul Jimenez here, so I'm really happy. So Burnley versus Arsenal, I'm not really looking at any players. I'm very happy that I got 3 Liverpool players against Crystal Palace, even though Crystal Palace has shown that they are a better team right now. Manchester City versus Southampton, I'm just not going to go there. I'm not going to try and predict in who might play for Manchester City. I think that's just way too much of a risk. Norwich at home against Watford. I mean, Pookie could be a great shout here. Aston Villa versus Everton. I think there's going to be a good amount of goals here, so I cannot wait to watch that. So I do have Demarai Gray. Brighton against Leicester City. That's going to be a tough one to call. West Ham versus Manchester United. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think without Antonio, Manchester United might be a little bit strong. Here, I'm not sure what's going to happen. So, yeah, I think I covered a lot of players that I'm happy with going into Game Week 5. And Bamford for the long term. I think St. Maximin for the short term. I think if you don't have Raul Jimenez, is another player to kind of go with. So that is pretty much it, guys. You guys let me know what you think. You guys let me know how well you done, or was it a disaster week? Just let me know in the comments below what your plans are for Game Week 5. And that is pretty much it. Do not forget, guys, I will be creating my Champions League fantasy football video tomorrow, so watch out for that. I will be creating another video on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday if I can, because I'm actually going to take a whole week off. I will be on Twitter, but I am actually going to miss Game Week 6. So what I was thinking to do is maybe make an additional video looking at Game Week 6 strategy. Okay, anyways, guys, I will go and talk about that more in the future videos, but that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I hope that this video has helped you. Drop a like on the video as it helps my channel out a lot, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.